guys, Silverwood here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Xemnu Build-A-Figure wave, the Hood. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, as I said before, today we're taking a look at the Hood. He is part of the Xemnu Build-A-Figure wave from the Marvel Legends line, brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro. Not so fine folks if you couldn't find this wave. This wave was very far and few between, at least in my area. I don't know what the deal is, but you couldn't even find this guy on the pegs. So, yeah, kind of messed up. But with that being said, he comes with a Yeti leg. This is the left Yeti leg for our Xemnu Build-A-Figure. Plugs right in. There you go. So now he can stand and look down at the hood because he is insignificant. We'll get into that. But as far as the hood's other accessories, he comes with two of these, I guess, Glocks. And I will say, I don't get why the guns have to be made out of soft PVC material. They're not freaking throwing knives, for crying out loud. But on top of having two of these, he comes with two of these dildo blast effects. Some people say these are phallic looking, which maybe that's a play off the hood because that is a slang term for penis. I don't know. I don't see it that way. I've had Marvel Universe 3.75-inch figures with blast effects that look more phallic than that, but it does attach to the pistol and kind of spirals around. Doesn't really line up with the barrel there. It would have been nice if this piece was all the way plugged into the bottom here. Make it more secure. I mean, I know it's supposed to look cool that way, but it just comes out looking kind of lopsided. So yeah, that could have been better. But what are you going to do? Not use those. Now, I did actually find an extra head sculpt that I think would be good on this guy, but we will talk about that in a minute. So looking at the hood, the one thing you're going to notice about this figure is they made zero effort to connect the hood to the figure. I'm sorry, but there's no excuse for that. That's lazy as hell. They could have simply put a clasp on this cape, or literally just had it like this, and the clasps more out here, and it would have been fine. You would have had to take the head off to take the cape off, and it would have probably warped over time. But no, we do not have a clasp, therefore this just sits on the front. It literally just rests on him, and when you try and stand him up, his feet are like an inch from the ground. So he just falls right on the ground. And that looks stupid, sir. Granted, there are ways around this. You can tilt it back like this, and it does sit better, but that takes up a lot more real estate. Look at how much that takes up as opposed to just being right back here where it already does kind of take up a lot of real estate. Now it takes up at least space for 2-3 more figures. So that is lame. So a simple peg hole on the back would have fixed that, but oh well, I guess. Maybe there's a taller body we can put that on, along with this head, which is basically what everyone looked like after the end of Masters of the Universe Revelation, right? Nobody liked that show? Not one person? I'm kidding, of course. I like that! This is, however, the face everyone made after the Mattel Creations Comic-Con exclusive sale because nobody got shit out of that, but we're not going to get into that again. I already had my fun with that. But articulation on this guy His head will rotate side to side. He looks up and down. Bobble like a madman. You can snap his neck and kill him, but his head does not sit on the neck peg all the way. That looks bad, but it is at least on the back and kind of hidden by the collar. This is the Stan Lee body, I believe, which is also used for the Peter Parker figure in the retro card wave, the Spidey retro card wave. Shoulders go out to the side pretty far, back down, forward and back. Bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow. Gives you enough range to punch himself in his own face. Wrists swivel and hinge. I will say I do believe the hands pop out. Yeah, they do. So if you had a taller buck to put them on and you needed the hands, you can do that. His ab crunch does click forward once. That wasn't him, that was my wrist. And then back, he's got a waist swivel. T-jointed hips that kick out to the side, not very far. Back down, do kick forward, then kick back. He's got a thigh cut. Double joint at the knee. Can almost kick his demonic power using ass. And then he's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker. 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet for the display stand he does not have. He doesn't really need it. He stands fine. Now, is this guy a member of, what is it, the Cabal? Who's on that team? Dr. Doom? That's all I can remember. I don't know who else is on that team, but interesting. I don't know whose rogue this guy is either. Is he a Daredevil villain or something? But talking about the other head I found for this guy, Hasbro put out a Hobgoblin a few years ago now. That was a long time ago. I was in college at that time. It was like my second year of college. And 2016, that's when they put him out. But it's the Space Knight Venom Wave, and he came with an alternate Demo Goblin head, which you could slide right out of the hood. They didn't have it glued in. Some people are using the Demo Goblin head just because the skin tones match, but I'm pretty sure that thing is glued in there, so it's not going to work as well. I've tried it, but you can put this on. And, it's not the same skin tone, obviously. It doesn't match. It kind of sits high, but if you wanted a monster head for this guy, give him his cape back here. You could do that. I don't think that looks too bad. So, yeah. Just some food for thought there. And just to get the size comparisons done, I'm just going to keep him like this. I know it's not the most interesting, but that hood does take up a lot of space, so it'll be easier to get a size comparison with him not using it. So that being said, let's take a look at some size comparisons. Taking a look at some size comparisons, here's the hood, minus the hood, because it's going to push him out like 3 feet from my review set. He is next to my 2 favorite figures from this wave. We have the Red Skull and the Dread Dormammu. And as you can see, the hood looks pretty insignificant next to these two, at least without his hood. That does add some character, but dang it, they didn't fasten it to the figure properly. Ugh. Up next, here he is next to the other 2 figures I've already looked at from this wave. We have Lady Deathstrike, who's actually my 3rd favorite from this wave. Just because I like Red Skull more as a character. Man, I like Dormammu the most as a character. And then we have him next to the other kind of punching bag / dork character from this wave. Got Arcade. Now I gotta give it up for the hood. He is a little bit cooler than Arcade. Just saying. And last but certainly not least, got our 2 regulars in Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 spawn. So with that being said, let's wrap things up before they kick this dude's sorry ass off my review set with some final thoughts. Overall, and while I don't feel that I dislike this figure more than others, yeah, they kind of botched the hood on this guy, and that sucks because that's this guy's bread and butter. That's his main thing, is his whole hood and cape setup is where he gets his powers, and it looks like they made little to no effort to make it fit securely on the figure. And this is a character I don't see getting another figure because, well, he's not very well known and very few people wanted this figure to begin with. With that said, though, the sculpt and paint on the hood is very nice. The body, you could use it for customs. And, the blast effects, you could take or leave. They do look kind of phallic looking, but I don't think that's too bad. Again, I've seen Marvel Universe blast effects that are a little bit more, dildo shaped, for lack of a better term. But this guy's main issue is the fact that his hood and cape does not really fit on him that well. It's like it's too big. And even though it is technically a little bit too big, too tall, I should say, for the base body, it could have been easily remedied with a clasp of some kind going across the front that tucked under his chin. That way, you would have to pop the head off to pop off the cape and hood setup, but alas, they didn't do that. So I would recommend this figure if you want this character, or if you're like me and want to finish the Xemnu Build-A-Figure. I might be able to find a taller body to put this hood cape thing on. I was thinking about maybe throwing it on one of the older suit bodies and seeing if that was maybe just a smidge taller to allow for a more natural look. But we'll see. I do think the old Demogoblin head is a nice upgrade if you want to give him a more demonic face, which he sometimes has. And, if you want him for the Cabal, again, I only know Dr. Doom who's on that team, but if you want him for that, you got him. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. Gonna be wrapping up the Xemnu Build-A-Figure part of this wave. I do not have the white Dr. Doom as of the recording of this video, but I hope to pick him up before I do the overview for this entire wave, because that's how we do it. But if you haven't already, hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions for all kinds of toy and action figure related posts and whatnots. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this figure, if you like it or hate it. But remember, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.